So last week I was wearing this when I crossed the finish line. Yeah, I was first place in my age division. I'm not a runner. I weigh over 300 pounds, but I was first place in my age division in a 10K. I want to tell you why. First of all, I showed up. If you want to win at life, you got to be one of the few people that will show up. You see, the reason I finished in first is not just because I finished, it's because I was the only person in my age bracket to sign up for that event. I was in first place because that was the only place I could finish in. But it doesn't change the fact that I showed up. The second reason I was able to win is because I showed up with others. I had a couple of friends who did the race with me, Jerry and Todd. They're not runners either, but we signed up together and we did it. We had a great conversation. I personally find that in life it's very hard to do anything that's challenging unless you do it with people. But if you do it with people, something that's challenging can be highly inspiring and motivating and even fun. The third reason that I won is I have friends in my life who push me forward. There's another man who's a friend of mine that ran that race. His name is Brett. And about a month before this race, he messaged me and said, "I'm doing this. I think you should too." You see, I have friends in my life that push me forward. They don't let me exist in the comfort zone. And so as you look at this picture on the screen, this is me, Jerry, Todd, and Brett. And Brett's the guy that sent that original message. And all of us responded to the call to put ourselves out there and do something uncomfortable. As I reflect on this run, I find that it's a microcosm of what life is about. Very few people sign up to do hard things. Very few. If you're willing to sign up and do hard things, it can really move you forward in life. Let's be honest. There's two things I think most of us always want to do. One is something we're good at, especially if it makes us look impressive in front of people. If it'll make us look good in front of people, we like doing those things. The second thing we all like to do are things that keep us comfortable. It speaks for itself. But we all like the things that cause our whole being to feel at ease. I'll be honest, the first 47 years of my life, I was Captain Comfort. I was looking for comfort wherever I could get it. Now I've learned that there is so much reward in doing the challenging and uncomfortable things. I love it when people compel me to do something uncomfortable. When you do things out of your comfort zone, it improves you not just in the area that you're uncomfortable, it improves you across the board in so many categories of life. You see, in most things in our life, we have to be willing to do uncomfortable things. In every category, your relationships, your work, your personal life, you have to face the uncomfortable at different points. Well, if I'll come over here and run a 10K, which is uncomfortable, it's very uncomfortable for me. I don't look good when I run. I don't feel good when I run. I can't run far. But when I do uncomfortable things over here, it helps me in different categories of my life, because in every area of my life, I have to be willing to do the uncomfortable in order to grow and live the life I was made for. And I finish with this one thought. When you put yourself out there into the uncomfortable realms, it keeps you authentic as a person. If all we do is try to do things that make us look good in front of people, we become inauthentic because we begin to more and more live to impress people instead of living the life we were made for. You see, if in my mind I'm always thinking about, well, how do I look in front of people if I do this? I want to do things that make me look smart. I want to do things that make me look talented. I want to do things that make me look better than people. This is the completely wrong way of living life. Instead, life is like this team sport. where we all have a role to play, but together there is so much to be accomplished. But if we're living to impress people instead of experience people, we won't live at all. So I find that doing this race is a microcosm of life. And if people like you and me will keep signing up for things like a 10K run, where you're signing up for something good that takes you out of your comfort zone with people, it'll help you develop in so many areas of your life. So I challenge you, in the next week or two of your life, how can you put yourself out there? Maybe you can sign up for dance lessons. Just recently, a man invited me to this gala. Part of the gala is you're getting swing dance lessons. Well, I don't dance, but I asked my wife, and I'm like, why don't we just do this? My wife doesn't dance, but what if we learn to dance together in front of other people? This is highly uncomfortable. But in the highly uncomfortable things is where we learn to overcome our fears and learn how to live with faith and boldness. So the next time you're faced with a good opportunity and your first thought is, oh, that's uncomfortable, sign up and do it. One more thing I'll leave you with. Some friends of mine and I just finished a book called In the Game. The premise of the book is that oftentimes as men, we end up on the sidelines, just kind of watching life pass by. And on the sidelines, many men begin to self-loathe or self-destruct. And then oftentimes a man tries to fix himself. What a man actually needs to do is get himself back in the game. So you can purchase that on Amazon, In the Game by Mark Delaney and all of my friends. I hope that's helpful to you. Thanks for watching.